Hello, and welcome to the spring 2024 semester for the calculus class. My name is Arkady Hangiev. I'm your instructor here, and I wanted to go over just a quick little bit about myself and about the syllabus in this video, and then we'll go from there. And so this is, just want to date it here. This is the 10th of February. I got a few things that I'm still putting on the site, but I just want to give introduction of me and as we settle into a semester that's full of calculus, intro to calculus. So let me go through real quick here. I'm going to change it to my screen here to share my screen, and then we'll jam. Cool. All right. And I think I'm going to take the video off just because it takes so much memory to record here. So I'll take this off and we'll kind of just jump to a little bit of the class itself. All right. So real quickly here about me, let me jump to Canvas. And this is my little profile right here. And so my name is Arkady Hangiev. I've taught at West Coast College over 15 years, almost going to 20 at this point. Before that, I worked for 6 years at a high school, enjoyed teaching there. I enjoyed teaching at the college, received my bachelor's degree from Fresno State, then went on to get my master's degree from Fresno Pacific. And a little younger version of me right there, just with a little surprise birthday party for me. But I encourage you guys to write your own bio in here as well, just so you can see it here. And then also our first discussion board is a little about, just tell me about yourself here. So let's go to the course itself. Just want to see what's going on there already. So the first thing we're going to get to is the syllabus. And so this is Math 1A. So this is the Intro to Calculus class. I encourage you, we are going to do this online, but let's see, I encourage you to, if you can, take the calculus class sequence, the calculus 1, 2, and 3 in the same university or college that you are at. Sometimes there's a little tiny bit of a discrepancy of which classes go first or what is taught in each class here. So real quick here, if you do go to a different university, see if you have something called early transcendental functions. That's usually what it is, or if not, then you have to sort of learn it yourself. So there's kind of two different sequences for calculus: early transcendentals or late transcendental functions. But anyways, if you need to speak with me about that, go for it. I just want to make sure that's on the table there. All right. So real quick here, my office hours are going to be through Zoom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send a poll to see what is the best times for all of us here to meet. And I'm going to try to do it once or twice a week that we meet and talk about. As soon as that schedule is set, I'm going to put a post on Canvas and then we'll go from there. So if you need to call me, there's my office number. I'm usually not there. So leave a message and it's going to go to my email, or you can just email directly. It's fine. All right. The way you get into this class is you pass the pre-calc and trigonometry class already, or you just tested into this class. So there it is. And these are the 11 course objectives we're going to go through. I'm not going to go through them now since that's what we're going to learn. But I am going to talk to you about the student learning outcomes because this will be on an exam towards the end of the semester. And we'll take a look at that as we get there. All right. The institutional student learning outcomes just means that any class that you take at West Coast College has to fall under these 7 categories. So communication competency is usually about English and speech. Analytical inquiry, critical thinking, that's more like what, political science, maybe history. And quantitative reasoning, there it is. That's us right here. Number 3, we fall under the 3 category. So we're going to learn about mathematical thinking. All right, the way I've set up this class is there's something called Hawkes Learning, and that is the publisher site for the textbook. There is a process in which you go through a 3-part process. There's the learn aspect of it, and once you have learned the material, it is an ebook of the course itself, but then for every single example, there's a YouTube video for every single example. And so I thought it was kind of cool the way they've orchestrated that. I figured that was the best way than just reading a textbook. All right, then the other part is they have something called practice and then certify. So after you finish the learn aspect, then you can have unlimited practice on some, basically in a sense, practice problems. You can think of almost like homework. or graded quizzes that don't count against you. And then after you're done with that, like I'm confident here, then you can take the certify, which technically is like almost like a little mini test for each section. Once you pass that, you go on to the next one. That's the way I figured that we would kind of go through the class. So I just this little step process of learn, practice, certify, learn, practice, certify. That's what you're going to spend most of your time on it. We also going to have a midterm exam, and we'll get more information on that. I will give you guys a study guide for it. Then there's discussion boards. So notice on all three terms right here, the lectures, that's where you go to find them. That's where you go to find them. On the discussion boards, you're going to do those from Canvas. So those of you who find on Canvas, I usually email you saying, okay, the discussion board is up. And then you go from there. It's 10 points to put down original thoughts on it, and then another 10 points to respond to others in the class. So they're worth 20 points each. All right, then we have a student learning outcome exam, which we talked about earlier here. So there's an exam. I'll give you guys a study guide before, but essentially these are math teachers at West Hills College said, okay, these are the things that we really need to hone in students to understand. And if they understand this, at least they get a gist of the course. And of course, there'll be a fine. Okay. As far as attendance go, here's what I want you guys to do. On the first day of class, initially, you need to email me stating that you want to stay in class. It's almost like showing up on the first day of school physically to a classroom. So since you're not showing up, I need you to email me. All right. And I as I go through the course, if you do not complete 4 sections, that's a lot. That's almost like half a chapter. I figure if you don't do that, there's something going off. I'll try to contact you. If not, then most likely I'll drop you. But if you do wish to drop from the class, it's not my responsibility to drop you from the class. So if you do want to drop, please go ahead and drop yourself from the class. All right. All right. And then again, just some contact information, general questions about the class, please email me. If you really need help, wait for the virtual office hours. That's what we're going to do there. And if you're stuck, you can email me. If I have the time, I'll do a video explanation. If not, that'll be the first thing that as we set up for the weekly office hours. All right. All that, as we said before, I will send an email link of the office hours once we figure out a time that works for the most part for the people. All right, so as you get into this class and you say this class is not for me, you do have the 2nd of March to decide that and then get out. So not show up anywhere if you've never taken the class anywhere. If you stay in the class after the 2nd, the class does show up now in your transcript. And if you choose not to finish the class and you want to get a W instead, then you have till the 28th. If you're here after the 28th of April, then there is an obligation for me to give you a letter grade in the class. All right. And so the way I've outlined here, I think it's pretty set, pretty easy. It's 20% on everything that we do, 100% total. The grade scale is exactly it right there. And the only caveat I have this right here is the fact that your midterm and final score must be an average of 70 or more. So I don't want you to just be sort of like somehow passing all the homework just perfectly and then somehow getting really F grades on the midterm and final. That means something's wrong. So, all right, the other part is the conduct. If you do something that is against school policy, forbidden, or cheating, I can take you out of the class. And at the same time, we do have a lot of support services. If you think you qualify for any of these right here, please look at the catalog to see what they're all about and see if you qualify. The one I really want to discuss or talk about is the DSPS. If you know that you have a learning disability, please contact that office. They will test to see if you are, and then there will be some accommodations for that. But please try to do them within the first 2 weeks. All right, so there's that. There's a syllabus in a nutshell. Okay, the one main thing I want you to do is please email me the first day of class so that I know that you're wanting to stay in the class and you're all good to go. All right, so let's jump to, that's one piece there. The other piece, I'm trying to figure out how to get you guys to, I was not able to do it this week here, but go to set up an account with Hawks Learning. But I will show you what it looks like. And so as you get to the home page, I think I'll have just it's going to be intro. This video right here should be sitting right here. and then I will give you some information on how to get to the Hawks Learning site. But here's what I got here. I'm going to just click on the one I have open already. And so let's look at a few things here. So the ebook is right here. You have a dashboard. So this is a class I taught, 2 years ago, actually. I taught the Math 1B class. But just to give you a flavor of what this looks like here. So the learning process, the practice process, and the certify. And so as you click on start, and this is chapter 6, because I was teaching Math 1B. So this is technically the book itself in ebook form. Tells you a little bit of what we're going to do. And again, we're not going to cover this in Math 1A. But this is called integration and 3D integration, which is kind of cool stuff. But for later, for next semester for you guys. All right, as you get to example 1, here's what we got. We got a person that was going to explain to you this right here. So it just says find the volume of a sphere. So how do we do that? How do we find the volume of a sphere? And so you click on it, it's going to turn into a YouTube video. You can either watch it here, or you can click on it. It'll actually take you to the YouTube channel. And you go for it. And you just kind of slice it. So it tries to explain it right here. Sometimes just written explanations are not the same thing as a verbal explanation, especially in calculus. And so that's why I really love the fact that they have these little videos. And for every single example in the textbook, they have these videos. So example 2, boom, there it is. I should tell you this real quick here too. On the ebook, it's not like they're just photocopies of the pages. If you notice that some of these are longer than others, right? So actually, example number 2 is like the second page of this PDF. And then you click on it, and example number 3 is the next page. So it's not just like a PDF, which is, I thought that was kind of pretty cool too. So this would be in the textbook, but it'll be kind of scattered between maybe like 1 or 2 pages. But now it's just like the next set. And so that's kind of cool. So each time they move into a new topic is when you click the next button. No matter, sometimes it's very short. Sometimes there'll be a longer explanation. So there's that one with a longer explanation. Anyway, thought it was kind of cool. It's not really just like an ebook as seen before. All right. As you exit the learn process, and let's see, is there a video here too? Yes, there is. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, you exit the learn process, and then you go to the practice process. Here it is, clicking on that. And it doesn't say it because this is 2 years old already here. Oh, maybe it does. Let's see. Let's see if it loads it. It does load it. That's cool. Okay, so again, it's going to walk you through a problem. You click submit answer, and it's going to tell you whether you got it right or wrong. Go right away. So then you can kind of correct it. You got to get through, at least in this case, you got to get through 15 of them. And I think the pass rate is 70% or 80%. I think it's 80%. So if you pass more than 80%, then you're ready to go on to the certified process. So I exit out saving. That's cool. So then this one is kind of like the mini test of the section. So this one, starting that process there, now this is what is going to be recorded as your grade. So notice very similar problems. You got 15 of them again, and then you go for it here. There are some shortcuts. So I figure that you can kind of grab to that. Those will be there too, but hopefully that'll give you a good explanation of the class.